welcome to Fix and Drive. Today, I'll be showing you how to change the brake fluid on an Alfa Romeo Giulia. To keep the video short, I'll only be showing the fluid change on the front and rear driver's side of the car.
For this job, it will involve disengaging the parking brake. So you want to chock the wheel, make sure it doesn't roll forward, and put one in the back wheel. So keep the car from rolling without the emergency brake activated. After you have the wheels chocked, you'll want to put the car in brake service mode. To do that, keep your foot off the brake, press the start button, and then we'll go over to the infotainment system. Go down to settings, driver assistance, brake service. And one thing to remember before starting this, you'll want to turn off your parking brake. In order to do that, you have to push the brake and then turn it off. Once it's turned off, yes. And it's good to go. And you also see this there to let you know that it's been activated. Once you put the car in brake service mode, you'll want to disconnect the negative battery terminal. Brake has a quick disconnect here. You push this in, lift up. This right here, it has a little tab you push in, pull it loose. Okay, this is the IBS brake plug. So now it's completely disabled and there's no power to the car. And remember to cover the latch and do not close this, or you're going to have a very long process getting your brake fluid changed. Next, let's open the hood latch. Okay, now we'll find where the brake fluid reservoir is. These two little tabs here. And there it is. We'll go ahead and loosen that cap. For this project, I'll be bleeding the brakes using a motive power bleeder. I have 3 liters of ATE type 200. I will probably not need more than 2, but I've got 3 just to be safe. A rubber mallet to knock out air bubbles, and an 11mm box wrench to loosen the valves. I'm going to add 2 liters of ATE brake fluid into the power bleeder. Okay, I'm going to add the brake fluid to the power bleeder system. Okay, my second one, I'm just going to use 3/4 of this can, because I'm going to drain out the old fluid out of the reservoir, and I'll top it off with fresh fluid, then pump the new into the system. Make sure you get this lined up just right. Okay, Alfa Romeo recommends pressurizing the system 28 to 40 psi. This system only goes up to 30, so I'm going to set it to that. Okay, now with the system pressurized, the service manual seems backwards from normal brake bleeding. Typically you start at this brake caliper and then work your way up to the closest. This one, it wants you to start at your front driver's side caliper and then go to the passenger side front caliper. Then it wants you to go to the rear passenger side and then the rear driver's side. So we're starting with the front driver's side, and then you work. These have two valves on it, so you want to start with the inner valve, out the old fluid, and then you'll work on the outer valve. So let's go ahead and loosen the inner valve. And we just slowly turn it till fluid starts coming out. Don't want to open it too much. We do not want air getting in the system. This fluid actually doesn't look too bad. Let's see if I can get a little more light on it. Okay, now I'm going to bleed the outer valve. Don't open it too much or you'll start getting bubbles. Yeah, this one has some nasty stuff coming out of it. Just tap it. Make sure it's not. Alright, everything looks good. This one shouldn't have to drain as long. Okay, when you remove the hose, you might want a rag and a glove if you don't want brake fluid on your hands. You gotta wrap it around, spread that loose, and then turn it upwards. You want to get all the brake fluid off. Just clamp all around it really good. Okay, so to remove the fluid from the rear brake caliper, this is on the rear driver's side. Same as the rear passenger side. There's a little rubber cap right here. You want to pull this off and then set this aside with the open end up. Okay, and get your hose ready. Now it's a pretty tight clearance between this motor and the caliper, so you probably want to use the rounded end. Just go ahead and slide that on there, and then we'll attach our hose to it. Okay, and line up. There we go. Now we should start seeing. I have to do it a couple times. You want to turn it too far. You want air getting in that system. Here we go. Alright, that's pushing it through. This fluid actually doesn't look too bad. It's 4 years old, but you can see a little bit of cloudiness coming out of it. But overall, this fluid doesn't look too bad. Okay, once the fresh fluid comes through, just tighten this bolt back down, get it firm, don't over tighten it. Okay, then you want to take a cloth, wrap around so you don't make too much of a mess. Okay. Then cloth, wipe up your mess. Get as much of the fluid off as possible. Then you put the rubber cap back on. Okay, once you've bled all your brakes and you want to depressurize this, usually I'll wrap a towel around it. Sometimes it can spray a little bit, so just turn it. Slowly release the pressure. So we do that. Then we'll just let the fluid go back into the system, or the bleeder. And be sure to keep this away from the paint on your car. When you disconnect the power bleeder, your reservoir will be filled to the top. So if you take a syringe like this, insert it in there, you can suck it all out till you get to the filter. And then just put it here. This is my bad fluid. So I'll take this to a auto parts dealer to dispose of it properly. Pretty much once you get to the bottom of this filter, it'll be at the full level. Okay. And behind it. Alright, now we got the fluid at the max level. We'll add the cap back. Put the cover back on. Okay, now we gotta get some pressure back in the brake pedal. Oops. Once you have everything put back together, have the cap back on the reservoir and all your calipers sealed up, you want to put some pressure back in the pedal, so pump it several times. Just let it kind of get it back. This actually feels pretty good. I don't think you'll notice as much as when you change your brake pads and rotors, but this feels pretty good. So now we need to put power back in the car and disable the brake service light. Okay, so first we're gonna take the plug for the IBS. Horrible name for a braking system, but put it back in this connector right here. Click back in. Then we'll take the quick connect for the negative terminal, and this will cut everything back on. And yep, we have lights inside, so power. So now let's go turn off the braking system for maintenance. So to turn off the braking system, you'll keep your foot off the brake, press the start button, and you'll get a bunch of error codes since we unplugged the battery. Yep, there they are. I'll show you how to fix that in a moment. First we'll driver assist. Let's go to brake service. Okay. And it says, would you like to retract the parking brake to allow the brake service? Yes. Actually, it seems like it may have reset it, so let's see now. Parking brake retracted. To reset, press the brake pedal and activate parking brake. Brake service reset. Brake service complete. Close. Okay. So now, to reset all the lights, let me close the hood and the trunk and then we'll do the reset. Okay, so when you plug the battery back in, you're going to get a whole bunch of warning lights. There they are. Don't freak out. There's a way to stop this. So what you'll do is put your foot on the brake and start the car. The car running, turn your steering wheel all the way to the left. Okay, then all the way to the right, and then one lock back to center and turn the car off. Give it just a second. Okay, start the car again. It's good to go. Now we're going to take it for a test drive and make sure that there's no air in the lines.
An important thing to note is that after you change the brake fluid, you want to make sure that you pump the brakes till they're firm before you hook up the battery. If you hook up the power before you pump the brakes, the difference in the braking pressure will cause an error with the brake management system, and you'll have to reset it with either multi-ECU scan or take it to the dealer to get it reset. So it's really important to pump the brakes first so you don't have a big pressure difference in the system. Also, when you turn the car on for the first time, the brakes will feel firm when you don't have the power, but the electronic braking assist will make the brake feel a little bit spongier. That's normal. It was kind of weird to me, but I realized that that's what was causing that spongier feeling. It's just the brake assist. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward job. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and God bless.